Oh, yeah, Harry.
You know, there comes a time when you probably ought to stop broadcasting. I probably should have quit about 5 years before I passed.
I think we should have quit about 20 years ago.
What am I account? What do I know?
Get through what you got to get through, Scott. We'll come back around to it.
We only deal in truth here.
Oh, my God. What world am I living in? Scott Barter's making me laugh.
Don't you feel a little stupid?
Flat-chested model is only 12.5.
Extra 2,500 gets you the. Yeah.
This certainly beats the $9.99 blow-up doll I got in my closet right now.
I think that was like $19.99.
Well, you got the half price discount, didn't you? After my wedding, was a virgin sacrificed?
Not that I recall. We couldn't find one.
And not in Kenosha anyway. Go over there this afternoon. Throw your worm in the water and see how that works out.
Throw your worm in the water means something different in Los Angeles.
Well, it means about the same thing here in Kenosha. Wow, things haven't changed. Hell of a show. Dead people and perverts and degenerates. Kind of fits right in here.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the January 20th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WIP, streaming worldwide and booming across the thawing cornfields of the Midwest, reaching out to over 50,000 homes here in the Tri-County area. Being brought to you this morning by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and the legendary Brat Stop, along with a host of other very fine local businesses. Joining us this morning, my transgender attorney, the Honorable Elmo Schneider Esquire, is here. Elmo?
So have you signed up to be a beaver killer?
I see that. I didn't cut that out. What are you going to be able to? Was that in Kenosha County, right?
Kenosha Pleasant Prairie wants beaver killers.
Well, what gives us something to talk about is for the next 2 hours. Hey, and also joining us, we have a special guest, boys and girls. Expert on government shutdowns, the blind K-Dog Defkowitz has joined us. Blind dog, not his real name either.
The penguin expert.
The penguin expert.
Yep. Pleased to be here, Scotty. Thank you very much for inviting me.
I didn't invite you, my bro. You just lost the bet. That's what teaches you from coming to a production meeting. And as he is every Saturday, our video coordinator, Spider Ronnie the Camera Dude, joined us here at Camp Happy Face. Spider?
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, I was asking you the other day, they're redoing the Channel 14 replays. We're going to still keep Tuesdays at 5, Wednesdays at 6, and I'm not going to sure what's going to go on with the Sunday one. But did you ever get your Channel 14 certificate from 6-7 years ago?
No.
No. So they're a little...
I volunteered a year, cameraman one. But
Oh, you did volunteer.
Not the actual certificate.
So you were operating basically in shutdown mode. You weren't authorized, technically. You didn't have the paper.
Never got that?
Undocumented.
Pretty
You're an
piece of paper.
undocumented cameraman.
Letty stole it.
Yeah, Lenny.
Yeah. Hey, and as he is
A
every...
big DACA child. He's going to be deported.
Engineering and board operating the Kenosha State Trolley Ride this morning. Wacky Wayne joins us here in the Enchanted Kingdom. Wayne, welcome.
Oh, thank you, Scotty. Glad to be here.
Well, that doesn't sound very sincere. Holy crap. This week, the Kenosha Today Secret Word Challenge is sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. And now that Congress has passed sweeping, we're going to get to those characters in a bit, passed sweeping changes to the tax code, many questions have arisen as to how all this may or may not pertain to your particular situation. With over 35 years of tax preparation and financial planning guidance, let us guide you through all the options that are still available and how you can use the new tax code to your advantage and save the maximum dollars for you and your family. Call me at 262-652-6767 and set up a free consultation. The Kenosha Today Brain Trust.
We use that term loosely.
I was just visualizing this thing last night at Amen Corner.
Pregnant pause.
Pregnant pause. Hey, don't look at us. Has pre-selected this morning's secret word, and the first caller to say the secret word will win a $20 Boathouse gift certificate, compliments of Barter's Financial Planning. And coming up after the 10:30 weather break, Kenosha's fastest-growing game show sensation, lightning round, excuse me, of City and Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And then after the 11 o'clock break, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category, written at Amen Corner, Where Gray Hairs Matter, on the deck at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery during last night's production meeting. Boy, I couldn't write fast enough.
No?
I mean, I
Had ideas everywhere,
ran
huh?
out of cocktail napkins.
Ran out of napkins last
Oh,
night.
jeez.
These are the top 10 reasons Kenoshans are doing very well in the stock market.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Oh, they are. Did you see the stock market at all-time heights? The S&P's up, and the Dow's over
Is up.
26,000.
Everything's up.
We're up.
Only because of
everything's up.
medical
Everything's
health.
up. You know, look at even the local stocks. Amazon was over almost $1,300 a share, and your buddies here in Snap-on, Snap-on Tools.
No wonder everything's up.
Oh, I can't believe I said that. That was a mistake. Snap-on Tools. That all the stocks up, but we're going to get how the top 10 reasons why that is.
All right.
And also during that half hour, Stump the Chumps is back, sponsored by Cabin Fever. It is home to Benny the Backyard Beaver and his Roadkill Museum. You know,
They're
how's
going to
Benny
have a
taking-
lot of beavers in there pretty soon.
Boy,
so-
oh boy, we're going to pack them. Now, if I understand, I just breezed over the article. We can go in and kill a beaver if he's blocking the water, or
Flood alleviation.
flood alleviation. We don't have a drop for that. I hope not.
Thankfully, no. And I don't think I'm going to make one, no.
Not till Dennis calls in.
Yeah. And there's even more, boys and girls, after the 11:30 break, our special editorial segment sponsored by the legendary Brat Stop. All right, K-Dog, you ready? As the Brat turns. Now, what time did you guys rendezvous this morning? About 8:30?
Pre-production meeting.
Pre-production
Pre-production meeting.
So did you sit in Pete's practicing?
Yes.
Was there anybody there?
Oh, full house. Yes.
Are they listening?
Names will be unnamed. That's it. We told them tune in or else.
Do they have a radio?
Yes. They do.
Okay. This week's High Five Zingers and Doofuses, as only heard here on the Kenosha Today Show. And it gets even better, folks, for those who might have forgotten. Tomorrow at noon, each and every Sunday, you can tune in here at AM 1050 WLIP and listen to the replay of this show. And then you can watch the replay of this finely tuned, professionally produced Excuse for Radio show. K-Dog, you ever been on a finely professionally produced radio show before?
Yes, Uncle Scotty, once before on your show. It was such a privilege.
It's magical, huh?
Captain Mike was here, too.
Oh, that was a memorable moment. Now I remember that.
I only
so
travel
glad I-
in good company.
So glad I missed that one.
Oh, yeah, you weren't here there.
Yeah, no, I missed that one.
Time Warner Cable's Channel 14, Tuesdays at 5, Wednesdays at 6. And I'm not sure what they're going to do with the Sunday. They changed the rules. So instead of going at that coveted Thursday night, 2 in the morning, I think we're just going to dispense of that for the time
Okay.
being. Yeah, because we're on YouTube and I almost got us. Are we current on YouTube?
Yes, we are.
Did you have a stick?
I got a stick for you, Spider.
That's
He
kind
wants
of
to-
scary. That make you want to stay in your house and lock your doors.
Again, everybody can now sign up with the thousands of our fans and listeners who have joined the Kenosha Today Nation and liked us on Facebook, and you can Facebook, and you can even visit our new Kenosha Today website, KenoshaToday.com. And I better take this call here.
Yeah, we might as well
Wonder
talk to
who that
Shirley.
is.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
This is a finely tuned radio show, right?
It's a question, Kevin. It's for you.
Yes, it is. Yes, yeah. Uncle Scotty runs a very tight ship here.
I know he does. I know. Mm-hmm.
Shirley, this is bad news for you.
Now what?
The government shut down at midnight.
I heard that.
And I don't know if you ever heard, they took non-essentials, which means you can't, you're going to be prohibited from calling any radio show until this gets cleaned up.
Uh-uh.
So you're on hiatus. You're on furlough, Shirley.
Uh-huh. Oh, boy.
So you better call somebody, call Nancy Pelosi or call Shermer or somebody, Mitch O'Connell. Or
Does this mean that the FCC will not be enforcing violations?
did you hear that,
Yeah,
Wayne?
right.
No more blip
We're
button
not-
here in our life.
We're right.
No, sir. This is the big
Yeah,
picture.
well, I hope it comes back up quick.
Well, you come Monday, you won't be. You're in furloughed. You're considered
well.
a non-essential operation, and I guess you're going to be put on the sidelines until the government calls you back.
Thanks for
I
listening
guess
and
so.
calling in.
Yeah, first-time caller, last-time listener.
Yeah, we got one person in the metro area listening to this show. His ratings have gone up substantially. Thank you.
Well, I'm not worried.
Well,
Not at all.
You ought to be worried. You ought to be worried.
Well, I'm not.
Okay.
I have other things to worry about.
Such
I'm
as?
very happy that they've caught those deer. They relocated those poor deer.
Oh, who cares?
Oh, I care. A lot of people really felt sorry for
Oh, they
them.
got in there.
Well, I know, but
They
they
got
couldn't
in there,
get
they
out.
were
They
safe,
didn't want
they
to get
didn't
out,
wanna
and they
leave.
were
Yeah.
eating stuff that wasn't good for them.
You're just worried they're going to break into your garage.
That's right.
Yeah. There you go.
They're just out there waiting for Pervert's World to develop. And we've got a list of that's going to get into Pervert's World, Matt Lauer and all those guys. I mean, it's long.
Yep.
We'll have deer
Well,
there because
I'm
there's
just
some.
happy for the deer, the mother and the little girl, the fawn. Yeah.
How
that
do you know
got.
they were two male deers?
Well, because one gave birth to the other.
Yeah, no, there was a mother and a
Just
daughter
saying.
deer. And now they're relocated, thank goodness, and I hope they live happy ever after.
Oh, Jesus. You guys starting to tear up, or is this just...
Yeah.
But don't forget, it's Penguin Awareness Day.
Yeah, what do you think
Penguin
of that?
Awareness Day here.
And K-Dog's got some information on Penguin Awareness Day. K-Dog.
Listen, Scott, I only got about an hour's worth of material, so
And what, you're not going to be on cable on Thursday now, did you say?
No. We are on Tuesdays at 5, Wednesdays at 6 like normal. But the Sunday
okay.
replay, apparently what they're going to do is clean the slate, and they'd rather play. We'd have to go from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning. We're not going to do that.
No.
And so we're just going to forget the third one, and they'd rather play nothing, I guess, than play something until they get to whatever they're going to do. So I won't going to lose any sleep over it, because I almost got us up on YouTube. We are current, so if anybody wants to listen to this dribble, we can go to just Kenosha Today. What is it? How do you get to YouTube? Kenosha Today.
Well, you can go. There's links on the Facebook page too.
Yeah.
Kenosha Today Radio Show.
Yeah.
Just plug that in on YouTube or
Sure.
look for that on Facebook.
And you can watch these guys just sit there.
we
And
make it
Elmo-
easy to lower your IQ.
And your
I
standards.
watch you guys every week. It's very entertaining.
Well,
I'll take you're setting the bar low, Shirley.
Yeah.
Real low.
start low and taper down from there. Baby.
Yeah, right.
The most excitement
Well,
I
it's
see on
funny
that
to
side of the
see you.
table
I like
is.
to see you on cable. It's funny.
Wayne, they've given that up as of the new year. It's
Oh.
a resolution. So
Yeah,
not-
no more nimbling up the fingers. Good.
No.
All right. So much
No
for all
more
the
waving.
excitement of the TV show.
Yeah, so I guess we won't be, unless the shutdown gets rectified by next Saturday, we probably won't hear from you for a while, because that's just the way it's going to be.
Well, we'll see. I think they'll be back by next week.
No, well, we'll see. In the
We'll
meantime, we're
see.
going to go get ourselves a deer and an antelope play and bring them back. We're going to let them. We're going to put. Did you see they actually put a sign out there on the Chrysler site? Don't feed the deer or something like that. I mean, they were doing pretty good. What's more healthy than eating a bunch of contaminated dirt?
Well, that's what I think. Was the fawn a three-headed fawn? After I've heard of two-legged deers, but not a three-headed fawn. So.
All
Well,
right.
they look pretty good. They look pretty healthy.
Exactly.
So I think
My point.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Well, they had 109 acres in a gated community, and the only thing that would be the problem is when the perverts get there. And that would be a real problem for the deer when the perverts get there, because you just never know what's going to,
yeah.
sexual misconduct going on with those guys.
There'll be
never
a
know.
petting zoo in Pervert World.
All right, Elmo. All right, Shirley. I'm sorry to say this, but I guess I got to
I'm
let
glad
you go.
for the deer.
Jeez.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
See you, Shirley.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I guess it's not that I'm not sympathetic with the deer. Now, how they got there, that's
Mom
still my
jumped the
question.
fence.
That fence?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That had to be.
That or somebody left the gate open.
Oh, they could have easily let the gate out.
Yeah.
Or, if they went and opened the gate, we'd have a whole herd of deer and beaver. We'd have a true zoo here, other than the other zoo that's down on 52nd Street, 625. Oh, that's the city council. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. We have two zoos in town.
It's
here.
true. It's true.
And anyway, getting back to every Friday afternoon around 3 p.m., we have Getting Silly was, You know, if I was a transgender like I was last week, that didn't work out real good for me.
No?
I didn't answer by the name Sally.
It didn't work out so well. huh?
Not so good.
All right.
But I could use. I'm waiting for my $800,000 check. Where's that in the mail? When we sued him?
FedEx lost it.
Yeah. It's probably out looking for Tom Hanks out in what's the name of that movie? Castaway. We'll go down to the harbor and start yelling Wilson. Anyway, you can join us at a production meeting. Anyway, the big news, you can call us 262-694-1050. I want to hear your thoughts on the government and what do you think, how long it's going to be out? Whose fault is it?
Who cares? Because nobody's going to notice that it's shut down.
You know, that's
You know what they call a non-essential employee in the private sector?
Wayne?
Fired.
Fired.
Good to know.
In the private sector? He's absolutely right. So we got 800,000 people, and if we go any length of time and nobody misses them, as long as I get my Social Security check.
Right, because that's all that matters.
And it's all about me.
Right.
And as long as the military can keep me from the Rocket Man, one dumb chump, I guess life is pretty good.
Which Rocket Man? Everybody's been talking about buttons and how they've got rockets, so I got to keep it.
One dumb chump. The guy
that guy. Okay.
Yeah. And we were talking about this at a production meeting. As long as the boathouse doesn't shut down.
Right. Well, I don't think they're run by the federal government. I think you'll be okay.
Well, you know, there was a fire, he looked it up, K-Dog looked it up, 02 September 2nd. 50-some pictures are still on, was it Facebook?
2010.
2010.
Pictures.
Okay. And that was a traumatic moment. I sat on the 50th Street Bridge while 17 fire apparatus were pouring water on this thing.
Yeah.
And I thought my life was over pretty much as I know it.
They'll need that much for your cremation.
Jesus. We don't care to hear about that. A couple other things going on in town. The Kenosha's, some artists are going to decorate pianos. This is the Downtown Kenosha Inc. Our Downtown Kenosha Inc. is seeking artists to decorate dozens of pianos, which will go on display throughout the downtown. They call it Keyed Up Kenosha.
All keyed up.
And artists will paint the pianos over the next several months, and complete the pieces will go on display in June outside downtown business. My question is, they better have a permit to do that. Seriously, I know a guy that has a clothing store down there and had a rack of 95-cent ties and had to put them in, or he was going to get fined $117 for having a thing on the sidewalk.
Whatever happened to Crazy Days? You know.
Yeah, I love Crazy Days. That was awesome.
That's, yeah. You know, I mean, that was when they closed the block off and they had the carny come in, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
A lot of blocks.
They could probably do that. Well, actually, they do have kind of where they bring the carnival in. Was it Taste of Wisconsin? Is there a carnival there? Or what's the one that's down east of the museums there? They have a carnival going on down there.
No, they put it in right by the marina, and the rich people with the boats are not happy about that.
Oh.
Scotty, that was my musical debut.
What
Kevin fronting the band named Lead Pipe. Played the Crazy Days.
We
were facing into an alley from Claire's Hat Shop. It was incredible.
Lead Pipe?
Yeah.
What were you, lead bottom? Lead Pipe.
I'm an aspiring blues musician.
Oh, really?
You
so
know that.
Would you pretend you had the sunglasses on, pretend you were Stevie Wonder, and hope for tips?
Kind of like that. We played Gloria over and over again.
4 sets, 4 hours. So, anyway, all I'm pointing out to is if they're going to put something on the sidewalk, the city ordinance specifically requires that they have a permit. In fact, some of those restaurants along there, they got to pay so much. I thought it was $25, maybe $50 per chair or per table to have them outside dining permit.
Yeah.
Now I know it's a little different, but who's going to wheel these pianos in and out? Steve, you're the musician. How big a piano?
As a former piano mover,
yeah.
You know, I worked for 5 years at the world famous Bittinger House of Music, moving pianos. So we'd still wheel them down the street and play them while we're going down there. But I don't know where they're getting the pianos from. But
I don't either. Where are you going to? They're talking $500 to sponsor the piano, and I'm going to imagine if you're a business and paying $500, you're not going to leave that outside with the security as tight as it is on 6th Avenue, right?
I have a feeling these pianos are not worth stealing. So.
On that note,
as a pianist and a singer and stuff like that. When I was a child, I could play Yankee Doodle on the piano with my nose. So that's.
It's good to know.
Thank you.
Should I be writing this down?
My life is better with that knowledge.
So now, at your age, you can also.
I can still do it.
With your nose, and then you got the other part for the lower case, right?
No, just
the pianist.
The pianist. The pianist. Jesus. Okay.
You hear the one about the 6-inch pianist?
Moving right along here. Did you see where the Super Bowl ads? They had last week. They had 10 spots left, selling for $5 million per 30-second spot. That's just a hair more than what we charge to advertise on this show.
That's right.
$5 million for 30 seconds. But we could put together a Kenosha Today ad to play in the Super Bowl, couldn't we? We play highlights of 30 seconds of this. Can we find 30 seconds of highlights of this show, Wayne? For $5 million?
Man, so much work I'd have to go into just to do that.
I'm missing something. Do we pay them or do they pay us?
We're still trying to get Terry Bradshaw into the studio, but I don't know if that's going to work.
What are we waiting for? Hey, speaking of football players, you know who's dating?
Yeah.
Danica
Patrick.
and Aaron Rodgers are an item. And she, here's what's the real troubling part. She's a fan of the Bears, and now she's quoted as saying, "I probably will cheer for the whole Packer team." Well, I don't think so. You better cheer for everybody. And she's also, they met at the ESPYs some years ago. But what do you think? A race car driver and well, I mean,
she's gonna grind his gears.
He's gonna grind his gears. He's gonna be able to go from first to third in about 10 seconds, right?
Well, I look
Without a clutch.
Without clutch.
She's like 4'10", and Aaron Rodgers is what, 6'4"?
Yeah.
So that's.
Well, what is that? That doesn't mean anything. That's
Daddy, not go daddy. Oh, daddy.
Oh, daddy. Oh, daddy.
Yeah, but what about poor what's her name? Olivia or
Olivia
Polly
Munn.
Yeah, I know. She's in these dog commercials now.
Yeah.
Who's that?
It's horrifying. His ex.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens. You go to the dogs when you leave Aaron Rodgers. Excuse me, but I had to come up with that.
Bada bing.
This is why you don't see a lot of former guests at Barter Manor out in doing commercials. They're more doing time.
How's the airline doing? Are the flights leaving on time?
Elmo posted this, was the debut of the Kenosha Day Airlines flying direct flights from Barter Manor to the airport. And actually, we saw
to the boathouse.
I'm sorry, to the airport, yeah.
Why would you want to go there?
Yeah, well, we saw our pilot was in the boathouse at the end of the bar last night. So he only had 3, 4, 5 big pitchers of beer, so he was ready to take off.
Oh, I bet.
262-694-1050. Before we go to the break, how about this for news that nobody cares? The Kardashians, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West had
Kanye.
Yeah, whatever.
Come
All
on.
right.
How long you been in this business?
I got Kim Kardashian.
Oh.
Anyway, they have two kids. Wait a minute, they have 2 kids.
Yeah.
North and Saint.
Right.
Now, if the kid, let's say the kid's North and decides to be a transgender, what will he be called?
Going south.
South. He's going south.
Probably west.
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 The left coast.
West.
Oh, and what did they call this new baby? Chicago, I think it was. So I don't know where they're getting these names. What a nice family. North, Saint, and Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
There's a real. It's like the Harrods and the Leave It to Beavers, the Cleavers.
Cleavers.
Cleavers. We get back. We can talk about Foxconn incentives keep growing and growing and growing, and now they're going to have this power line deal. And here's the troubling part: they're going to have all the hearings they want, but they're going to have this. It's a 3-member public service commission is going to vote to approve or deny this. So I guess the 2 words "done deal." I can't imagine them denying this.
It ain't going nowhere.
Who appoints these 3? Probably the governor, I suppose. So, but then they go on to say, "We are here to listen about what the public has to say." Well, that's nonsense. They've already got this is just a dog and pony show. Right? Kind of like what you do at Bodine.
And we're closing down a power plant 10 miles away and building a factory that needs a lot of power. That's the ultimate.
But this power plant in Pleasant Prairie, it doesn't provide power in this area. I think we sold it all. So they're closing that down, but they're putting this new one up. So what about all of the environmental things? K-Dog, what about that?
Please call in with your commentary.
You don't want to touch this. All right, let's see what else we're going to talk about when we get back here. This is something I don't know if I want to go to. The bridal shower hosted by the Strawberry Creek Country Club coming up next Sunday, the 28th, 11 to 2. It's only $4 a person. I got for pre-registered, 5 at the door. Is this something you guys are going to advise me as my counselor to stay away from?
Don't you need to find a wedding dress?
You want me to wear white?
Probably not.
I just thought I'd saw that and throw that out there. Visit the top vendors in the area's premier wedding venue. Get inspired ideas for your wedding and reception. Complimentary hors d'oeuvres.
Are you being paid for this, Barter?
No, I'm just...
Why are you bringing this up?
I wanted to know if you think I should go to this.
I'm a little concerned as your relationship advisor.
I'm just asking if you think I should go. Maybe I could pick up somebody.
I kind of think you ought to. No. There'll be no picking up somebody. You will be bringing somebody.
Oh.
And it won't
you guys
be
want to go? This is my team.
Yeah, Sunday, yeah.
All right. Wacky Wayne, I think we'll take a break.
Yeah, let's do that.
And then we'll come back and play a little Sitting Jeopardy. Only took 30 minutes in there. They bailed on me.
We took a 1:17 break, and they just all ran away.
Welcome to the January 20th edition of the Kenosha City Weekly Report. Coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WIP, spreading the love here at Camp Happy Face. Also bringing you gas trolleys, backyard beavers, saving the Kenosha City nation from all the perils here in over Kenosha. Again, we invite you to join the thousands of our fans who have already signed up and liked us on Facebook. And you can visit us on the web at KenoshaToday.com, designed by Capo Web Design. Oh, geez, excuse me.
It came early today, huh?
Yeah. We are brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and the legendary Brat Stop, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. Joining us this morning, my attorney, Elmo Schneider, Esquire.
Good morning.
We're trying to put the final touches on my $800,000 lawsuit against the Kenosha School District. And also joining us is blind K-Dog Defkowitz, who is an expert on government shutdown.
And penguins.
And penguins. We're going to get to your penguins after this, because I see you got the whole family album here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, is this part of your colonoscopy?
That's better than Bjorn's album.
That's what they found in there.
And, of course... Kenosha State poster boy for stand-up peeing, Spider Ronnie the camera dude's here. And board engineering and board operating. The Kenosha State train wreck this morning, Wacky Wayne. Sitting over there kind of absolutely not wanting to get involved. Today.
Oh, there's just so much. And, by not living in Kenosha, I come with, no frame of reference for half of what you're talking about. So I'm just like, Chrysler site, bad, got it. Keep the deer out. That's whatever.
Let's take a call.
All right, I suppose we can do that.
Okay. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Hi, guys. How are you?
All right, Cindy.
Hey, Cindy.
So the government shut down last night.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I heard a couple of them congressmen were drinking, and then the floor recognized the congressman from Margaritaville.
You've been hanging with Dennis too long.
Oh. So when you were talking about that deer over there,
yeah.
When I was a kid in the 60s, they had a deer in the factory.
I think it was the AMC factory, I believe.
Yeah.
I recall that, I think.
Yeah, we lived, my block is all gone, but when I grew up, I lived right there by the employment office.
Okay.
About 3 doors down. And so I remember that. Yeah, my dad was still working there.
I remember that, and you know why? Because when the deer gets in there, they made him a foreman within 5 minutes. It was management material.
Hey, just hop around, and eat some grass.
You look like the deer in the headlights, just like the regular foreman was.
Union steward.
Union steward, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I remember that. I don't know.
Well, so all the do-gooders, somebody went and, they got the deer out and relocated them to, I don't know where.
Now, they relocated a deer, but in Pleasant Prairie, they're going to kill the beavers.
Yeah. Yeah,
Where
how about
is this
that?
going on?
Barnes Creek.
In Pleasant
where's
Prairie.
that?
It's,
Kind of runs down roughly, 104th? Yep.
yeah.
Huh.
So we're going to kill the beavers in Kenosha County, but we saved 2 deer.
That's good.
Boy, I feel warm. How about you, K-Dog?
Very warm.
They're
It's
going to
a
get
warm
in trouble
environment
with
here.
these Me Tours,
What about the penguins?
Yeah. What about penguins? We're on a Save the
I don't
Penguin.
know a thing about penguins except they don't have knees.
K-Dog.
That's very interesting. You're going to learn a lot about penguins today. I've only got about an hour, but I'm going to...
I would like to go and paint one of those pianos. I think that would be fun.
They're looking for sponsors for $500, but you better make sure somebody gets a permit, because otherwise you could pay the $500, and without the permit, you could be on the outside looking. We'll be catching you in the Chrysler site and have to take you and put you in the wild.
I don't want to sponsor one. I just want to paint it.
Oh, well.
I painted a fire hydrant back in '76 when they did that. It was right by the Kenosha News on the corner, and I painted it to look like the White House.
Oh, well.
Because it had the dome on top.
Thank you for your civic service.
Thank you.
The last I heard that a fire hydrant was probably just a little bit different than a piano.
Yeah, piano's a little bigger.
What kind of, Ron, you're the painter. What kind of paint would you use in a wood?
Exterior latex. Yeah.
Exterior latex. Wow. Oh, latex.
That's what Barter uses at night. Exterior latex.
That might peel off though. Because
It does.
because of the stain underneath.
Yeah.
What
kind
I
of
don't
painter
know
are
if
you,
latex
Spider?
would work.
Yeah, how does latex? You're going over stain.
That's all they.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all they paint when they have those college kids painting a fire hydrant. That's just a latex.
Yeah, but that's metal.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you can use latex on wood?
Yeah, like when I do aluminum-sided houses.
Okay.
Fire hydrant isn't made out of wood.
Latex.
Yeah.
No, about
where do you
oil-based.
sign up to paint these at?
You have to call Kenosha Downtown Inc. You go online and they give you a. This program is called Keyed Up Kenosha.
No oil base.
You'll have to excuse my colleagues here. They're still debating whether it's latex or paper or plastic.
This information provided by the Kenosha Today Paint Information Council.
Thank you.
We're going to give Lou Manfredini a run for his money.
We could get out there, Steve, and play a duet.
Uh-oh.
I'm pretty good at Heart and Soul.
Well, you know what? We can have the K-Dog take his...
Chopstick's got a duet you can play, too.
K-Dog can bring his guitar, and he knows a couple chords.
Elmo can play chopsticks with his nose.
Wow.
When he plays it with the other part, then you will need a permit.
Do you use latex on that, or?
Now we'll use primer.
That make you want to stay in your house and lock your doors.
All right, we got to get moving here.
All right, guys.
All right.
Have a good one.
See you, Cindy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Also, no one in the first half hour has won this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. With over 35 years of tax preparation and financial planning experience, let us guide you with all the options that are still available. Find out how you can take advantage and use the new tax code to your advantage and save the maximum dollars for you and your family. Give me a call, 262-652-6767. We'll set up a free consultation. Now, if you should happen to mention today's secret word, we are going to send you a $20 Boathouse gift card. What do you think of that? Not to be confused with barter coin. This is legitimate.
Do they get a free flight on Barter Airways or Kenosha Today Airways?
The parachute's optional. Also, this show is being recorded for training purposes, so we can replay this tomorrow at noon right here on AM 1050, and also gives our board operator an opportunity to blip out any words that may be inappropriate and possibly prepare us for upcoming litigation. See, when we have our production meetings, we don't blip anything out.
Nothing's blipped.
And
Freeform.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have much of a show here if we played that thing. This could be a full-time job. for you.
What?
Blooping out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
What could be a full-time job? Working with you guys? Yeah. Catch up with 5 minutes. That's all I need.
No problem. If you get caught in the crisis site in the fence, we'll take care of you.
All right.
We'll take care of you.
Just throw some food over the fence. I'll be fine.
Also, special thanks to my good friend Elmo. You can find the Kenosha Today Show 365 days a year, 24/7 up on YouTube. Now, I thank him, but maybe some people will blame you for putting that up on YouTube.
And
I mean, depending on how you look at it.
everything is always my fault.
That's right.
Including the government shutdown.
Yes.
And for the first beaver that gets killed, it's going on your record, not mine. Of course, after the 11 o'clock break, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category, the top 10 reasons Kenosans are doing very well in the stock market. And now, boys and girls, it's time to play Kenosha's fastest-growing game show sensation, the lightning round of City in Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And to be eligible, no one from your household could have won any contest on WLIP within the last 60 days. We will now clear the phone lines, and I'm going to read the question, which is a very sophisticated, K-Dog, intelligent, Elmo,
Sophisticated.
multiple choice question. Spider, you know what multiple choice is, right?
Yeah.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4, whatever.
Or more than one. And you will then get three somewhat intellectual answers to choose from. Like when you know what intellectual means, correct?
Yeah, I'm on top of these things.
And after that, you'll hear the ding, Elmo. And the first caller to correctly answer the question wins a Kenosha Today $25 gift certificate to the Boathouse Pub and Eatery located at 4917 7th Avenue here in Kenosha. Open Monday through Friday at 11 a.m., featuring weekly lunch and dinner specials. Enjoy a beautiful waterfront view and stop in for their big Saturday and Sunday morning breakfast and Bloody Mary specials beginning at 7 a.m. until noon. And also, if you're planning a party or a banquet, call Joyce 262-654-9922, or you can find them on the web at theboathousekenosha.com. Here is the very sophisticated question. What would be the best reason to shut down Kenosha's government? That's your money. What would be the best reason to shut down Kenosha's...
How long is that list?
You said 3, right?
3, yeah.
Okay.
A, more than 2 people are seen actually riding on the trolley. B, everybody paid their alternate side parking tickets with barter coin. That'll shut us down immediately. Or C, finally able to furlough 17 non-essential city aldermen. 262-694-1050, the first caller. What would be the best reason to shut down Kenosha's government? More than 2 people were seen riding on the trolley. B, everybody paid their alternate side parking tickets in barter coin. Or C, finally able to furlough 17 non-essential city aldermen. Nobody wants to win a $25 gift certificate, I guess. Or take the chance. Or unless you got a better answer. But we can... Oh, there's a call.
Here we go.
There we go.
Yeah, okay.
That can do, yes. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Good morning.
Who's this?
This is Lindy.
Lindy. Didn't we speak to you? Lucky Lindy we called you, right?
Yes, it is Lucky Lindy. It's been a while since I've called in. I listen, but I don't always call in.
And the reason for that is?
Because I'm usually busy. So, in fact,
what's
I'm
more
in the middle of cooking brunch as we speak.
What's who's the brunch for?
Us.
My hubby and my child. So.
Oh, what time do you want us over?
Oh, well, what time are you guys done? I thought you guys already had your...
Well, we can be done. We can be out here in about 3 minutes if the price is right.
Yep. I even have farm fresh eggs we're cooking. So.
Ooh, okay. All right, Lindy. Here's the deal. What would be the best reason to shut down Kenosha's government? A, more than 2 people were seen riding on the trolley. B, everybody paid their alternate side parking tickets with barter coin. Or C, finally able to furlough 17 non-essential city aldermen. Lindy!
Can I do D, all of the above?
No.
Okay, I think it's the trolley.
More than 2 people were seen riding on a trolley, yes.
Yes. Yes.
And we'll give you actually extra credit because all of the above would have been most appropriate. So.
Yeah.
Well,
Since
Lindy,
I'm a teacher, yes.
Now you live in Kenosha, don't you?
Yes, I do live in Kenosha.
And today you get to brag because you've just been named. Get this, Lindy, the smartest person in Kenosha.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to have to go and tell the first graders that one on Monday. Mm-hmm.
That's how our show relates. We do well. See, we are barely smarter than fifth graders, so if you can relate to the first graders,
That's our prime listening audience.
Yes.
We know our
I
demographics.
actually found out one of my fellow colleagues listens to you guys, so I chuckled. So he's like, "You listen to AM 1050?" And I said, "Yes." And then I find out what's going on in Kenosha. So,
yeah, listen,
which of course my friends in Milwaukee say "Nowhere." Just so you know.
Right.
Oh, we take that
nowhere.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Keep them out.
We've got deer and the antelope playing in the Oak Chrysler site.
Yes.
We do everything over construction projects. That's what we call Do Over Kenosha. And we've got a trolley that goes to nowhere and rides two people, every 6 months.
Yep.
And we got a lot going on for us.
And a lot less murders.
Yeah.
A lot. No kidding. Ugh. I've lived in Chicago for a while. Yes, a lot less murders. Let me tell you.
Where do you teach, Lindy?
Across the Cheddar Curtain. So.
The Cheddar Curtain.
Yeah, down in Illinois.
Illinois.
Nice pension. Good for you.
Yeah, no
long
kidding.
As they can pay
I have a decade or more to go, so I can't even worry about it now.
So you teach first graders, right?
Yes.
What's the one thing that attracts a first grader's attention that you have to,
Jelly beans, yeah.
Short skirt.
He said short skirt, but he didn't mean that.
Yeah, no, that they're oblivious to that. So that's the great thing about first graders.
Well, wait till they get to second grade.
The fourth graders. I used to teach fourth for a while, so that's a whole different component.
Yeah.
So,
Well, good for you. And K-Dog's married. Are you still married, by the way?
Yes, I am.
To a former Illinois teacher.
I was instructed not to mention that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's right.
I didn't get that memo.
Because that would be my luck. Then somebody from the district would hear me and it's like, "What? You're bashing our district?"
Oh no, we're not bashing. I think he's willing to ready to retire himself. He's going to be on Easy Street.
Thank God for that pension.
Yeah. I know. I figure I'm going to be subbing at least till I die after I retire. So that's what most of our substitutes are.
Plus,
K-Dog, retired teachers.
K-Dog's biggest advantage is Wisconsin is a community property state.
Yes, sir, Barter.
Yep.
All right. Anyway,
isn't that why we're all married? No, I'm kidding. So.
How long have you been married?
20.
Years?
20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. God bless you.
Yes.
I was
so a man from Chicago. So, yeah, at least we live on this side of the state line. So that's what I say. So,
okay.
Because I'm from northern Wisconsin.
Whereabouts? Oh, aren't you the one from
I'm from Wausau. Yeah.
What's the name of that place? It was way up there someplace.
I'm from Wausau. Wausau's not. Wausau's the center of the state.
I was thinking of somebody else. Okay.
Nope.
How does a gal from Wausau meet a guy from Chicago? Or don't we want to know?
We actually, I was teaching in Chicago at the time when we met. So.
Oh, okay. Well, God love you. Married 20 years.
Long story, but yes.
They always are.
It happens. And I married a fellow teacher. That's what makes it even funnier. So.
We've got a big Valentine's special coming up here in a couple weeks someplace.
Well, we're working on it.
We're working on it, but there's something that's can't miss radio.
No, and you guys make me smile every Saturday morning. So
I wish I had the same luck on Friday night.
Well, you might need your latex paint for that one, right? Yeah.
Okay, off the air. Off the air, dear.
See, I told you I was listening.
Yeah, okay.
You got them all choked up.
Off the air.
Yeah, I do. Hey, that doesn't happen very often. So,
Well, turn John Williams off and come on over to the bright side. All foolishness, all the time.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, wait a minute. Don't go away. Wayne's going to get your name and phone number and address, and on Monday I'll send you out the certificate.
Awesome. Yes,
right.
We enjoy the boathouse. That's a fun place to go for fish rides, too.
You can join us for a production meeting.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I'm still at school at the time you guys are in production meetings.
What time is that?
I teach until basically 3:30. So
we're there.
Okay.
Travel time?
We'll have to come on down.
Travel time?
Bring Coach along with
bring your
me,
certificate and, yeah.
Yeah.
And a bunch of cash.
Just in case.
Yeah.
All right. Don't go away. He's going to get your information here.
Thanks, you guys. You have an awesome day, okay?
That's us. Awesome.
Thank you.
While he's doing that, we want to welcome Kenosha Today Nation. Welcome Speed's Place. She's right. Lindy's right. We are a wealth of information. Useless information.
From Serbia to
a plethora of knowledge.
Yeah. Hey, now that Foxconn's already hiring and so was Amazon, and so was Uline, and a whole bunch of other people are hiring. What better place to seek qualified new hires than to take advantage of the very low Kenosha Today advertising rates and increase your ability to fill these positions? Kenosha Today show has approximately 50,000 listeners during the live Saturday morning program and the Sunday afternoon replay, reaching as far south as North Chicago, west of Lake Geneva, and to the northern suburbs of Milwaukee. So if you're looking to fill jobs, it's service types, truck drivers, general laborers, warehouse workers, to include any skilled job openings. Call me at 262-652-6767. We'll get you all the information and help continue our efforts to help connect potential new employees. That's 652-6767. See, we're trying to do our part.
Yes, we are. We got 3 unemployed guys here with 200 years of
married bliss.
Unemployed experience.
Oh, no. What do you mean unemployed? Well, he's employed. He pushes drugs for...
I only said 3.
You're right. There's 5 people in the room last time I counted.
Oh, let's see. I got one hand here.
Right, and that's all you need.
There will be no arithmetic today.
Yeah, anyway, we're talking about... Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about was Governor Walker came up with this. He's going to try to pass sweeping welfare overhaul package with some of the toughest requirements in the country for people, parents that want food stamps. And they have to be on, that have school-age children, they have to be in job training, have to have it's a mandated photo ID to get their food stamps. And some of his other proposals also requires drug screening and testing to be eligible for public housing and require photo IDs. I said that forbid anyone living in a home worth more than the median value of $325,000. That's a little bit on the high side for the median value.
Holy crap.
Or owning vehicles worth more than $20,000. So if you fall into those 2 categories, you can't receive food stamps. And also some paternity determination of a child. I guess you got to, if you refuse to cooperate with that, they're going to take your food stamps. So I think it's about time. I mean, why living on the dole, huh?
Given that the unemployment rate is about 3%, anybody can get a job here in Wisconsin.
Well, that's right.
Even you, Scott.
Well,
He's sweating.
You know, I told this story before. Last summer, I'm on my way to the golf course.
Sure.
I'm on Washington Road, and I'm stopped in the light by Green Bay Road. And a guy's sitting in the medium with a backpack and a big cardboard box, says, "I need food. Can you help me out?" So I said, "Hey, I'll give you a ride to Amazon. It's right up the street. No charge. They're hiring today." He turned around, walked right back. He don't want to work. So, I mean...
He can make more doing that than he can working at Amazon.
Then there was the story of the gal that was doing... she was panhandling. This was in Florida. She was panhandling in front of a McDonald's.
Sure.
So somebody... She was gaining all this money, and people were, giving her cash. She goes around to the back parking lot, gets into a new Escalade. About a $50,000 vehicle.
Sure.
But that's how she was making her money.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking of that, Elmo, you want to talk about this? This principal is alleged accused of felony theft.
Well, I think that headline is blatantly wrong. She was accused back in October. She should say charged with felony theft.
Oh, okay. Well, now she's charged, and apparently they have this urban... Now, I'm just reading this. This is public record.
Right.
The Milwaukee-based Urban Praise Ministries, which she runs with her husband on a daycare run out of Milwaukee. But, this is well over 1,000. Apparently these things were marked for storage, and she took them up gave them to God, apparently.
Well, she put them into storage.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I just think this is sad when people have to use their now the investigation is ongoing.
Well, what's she making, like 110 G's a year or something?
Yeah, 110,000, and you got to steal a couple, a laptop and what else in there? A basketball hoop and an iPad, fans, toys, wooden cabinets. So, we got. I just don't understand some of that stuff. But it was front page. The news felt it was front page above the fold. And of course, when we get back, we can talk about what you think about Foxconn. If this is just a done deal, or
you want to take a call?
Sure.
Let's take a call.
Let's try that. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Hey, this is Anthony. I know it's been a while since we've called, but let me try to help you understand what's going on with that principal.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
You just can't take stupid out of some people, man. That's just
He's
the bottom
sitting right
line,
next to
you
me,
know?
Anthony. So
I'm just reading it off the paper. What did I say wrong? You
No,
want to
you didn't
talk
say
about
anything
stupid?
wrong.
No,
You didn't
he's
say
talking about
anything
the
wrong,
teacher
man.
being stupid.
Okay.
Principal.
Okay.
You just can't take. I mean, here's someone who probably worked very hard to get to where they're at and in the position of respect and making a good job, and yet still has this petty-minded mindset to take equipment and things. You know, you can't cure stupid, unfortunately.
Hey, now, as long as you brought up the word stupid, you know, I was reading this article about your city council and the yacht club, and you guys were going to ask for a 5-year plan. Now, I got two questions.
Okay. It's again a great reporting by the Kenosha News.
Okay.
I'm so happy that we have a paper of record such as them to report on what's going on, because they never get things wrong. I mean, I wish I could hold them up to the same journalistic standards I'd hold up Scott Barter's show, but.
Well, we know how that works out, don't we, Anthony?
They came to us once when the Flying Fish restaurant or Flying Fish.
You got to make this
Corporation,
quicker. Call
whatever.
me, Anthony. You got to make this quicker. Call me back.
I can't make it quick, so I guess I have to
Okay, call me back after the news.
Hard break.
And because I do want to continue this. All right.
All right.
You got
Sorry,
somebody to
Anthony.
dial the number? Just joined us. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the January 20th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, broadcasting live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP on your radio dial. Being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and the legendary Brat Stop, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. Taking serious journalism, and I'm talking serious, to an all-time high, reporting on local stories, state stories, and spanning the globe, leaving the light on for everybody, spreading the love here. Is that our call?
Well, it's our call.
All right, I'll call. Let's take it. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning, today. It's Irish Ruth. I'm going to have a crew member from the Prince of Wales Parade clarify the misunderstanding from last week.
You tried to cheat us.
And I'm going to vindicate myself.
Is it wine?
Hello?
Is it wine or bourbon?
It was wine, but now listen while I clarify myself. But first of all, I want to tell that mountain fella up there in the Ozarks that never underestimate a girl born in Chicago and grandsons from Holy Kenosha, because that makes me an Italian grandma. My grandsons, some of them were born in Kenosha. So here's the gist of the whole story. Over 70 years ago, 2 African-American fellas, because it was Jim Crow South, said, we should have a parade for ourselves.
Okay.
What are we going to name it? We're going to name it after this bottle of wine called the Prince of Wales.
All right.
Now, when Charles and Camilla visited in 2005...
Ruth, speed this up. This is not a history lesson. Come on. All right, we get it.
A toast was offered up for
Ruth.
that Scotch, JB Scotch.
Okay,
was
I get it.
offered as a
I
toast.
get it. I get it. But
Now-
no, just hang on.
Now, one more thing.
Make
One
it
more
snappy.
thing. Okay, my Uncle Martin Throwbridge
God
from
almighty.
Boston, very wealthy.
He owes
was
us
an
money. Tell him to pay up.
Very originator of Mardi Gras floats,
Okay.
a crew member, high society.
By the way,
so
when you're telling these little stories,
I think
here's a
I'm
good idea.
I'm missing.
Have a point. It makes it so much more interesting for the listener.
We lost her. You know, that outage a couple weeks ago, they didn't
Playing
replace the
havoc,
tinfoil
yeah.
on there.
Nope.
You know, you take out Denny, my mountain man, living in the Ozarks. He's sitting on the front porch, straw hat with a corncob pipe, probably smoking a little wacky tobacco in there. He's got the still going on the back. You don't want to take on this guy.
Never. Scotty, you are very rude. I never knew you could be so tough.
Well, I didn't say that. We lost her by transmission. I didn't hang up on her.
Okay. Power outage.
There's a difference.
So it's fiber optics failing again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is AM. Now, you see Mr. Wayne over there. He's got this brand new FM Will Rock sweatshirt on.
Right.
And he says, well, the AM doesn't have promotional items. Wait. We're going to get promotional T-shirts.
That way, when you go out and do live remotes, you can hand out your T-shirts.
Well,
That way, other people can advertise your show. That way, you get more listenership.
We don't want more listeners.
Right.
Scotty doesn't give anything away.
Well, yeah.
Just my heart.
Well, that's not what I've heard.
You left a hell of a tip at the boathouse recently, though.
I took care of her.
Gave her the whole thing.
Where was I at
Need
here?
to downsize it.
We bend over and say thank you.
Just a tip. I want the whole thing.
All right. Anyway, joining us this morning, the head of my legal team, as we advance to my $800,000 lawsuit against the school district for hurting my feelings in that transgender thing, from the firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, Elmo Esquire, Schneider takes on.
We're all doomed.
And he brings in with him blind K-Dog Defkowitz.
Doctor.
Dr. Dr. D, who is an
No, we
expert,
already got one of those guys.
an expert on closing down the government.
Dr. Double D.
And penguins.
And penguins. We're going to get to that. You're all set, I see. I think people, they're going to start taking us serious, Elmo.
Who is?
These people that listen, because just yesterday...
What people that listen?
Well, no, I'm going to tell you, but because of this transgender
There's
deal...
at least 3.
I think we've got 3, yeah.
I was going...
That's because we're trapped in the room.
Now, wait a minute. Let me finish.
Oh, okay.
This gal's taking me serious in this transgender thing because she opened the door to the women's bathroom for me yesterday afternoon. See? They're taking us serious. You want to get her statement?
What? One more time.
Never
By the way,
mind.
when you're telling these little stories, here's a good idea. Have a point. It makes it so much more interesting for the listener.
Where did this come from?
Oh, I found this
I
one.
found this one. All right,
yeah.
let's take a call. Maybe it's Anthony.
It's not.
It's not. All right. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Hi, this is Mickey O'Shaughnessy.
Yeah, Mick.
Hey.
I would like to make a suggestion that Irish Roots start preparing for St. Patty's Day. It's less than 2 months away.
Okay, what does she do?
You're going to meet her in the alley?
Yeah, you're going to meet her in the alley?
Oh, no, I'm not going to meet her with those IRA guys. They're pretty tough. No. This is a peaceful holiday for us from Ireland.
Oh, yes? So what's your... Get to the point.
Well, I think Irish Roots should put away that wine or whatever she's been talking about and get out the Jameson and really get celebrating now.
Do you start with the Jameson?
Well, I started and I end with Jameson.
Bless your heart. A Catholic whiskey.
You're with Jameson now?
Or Bushmills.
Are you... Now, Mickey and Jameson, are you two an item?
No, we're not an item, but I have been known to hug a bottle now and then.
Okay. What are you going to do now that the government's shut down?
Well, I think I'm going to celebrate because every time the government's in action, we're all in danger.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Okay. So what else is going on?
So how are you guys doing?
Well, we're doing pretty good so far. K-Dog came in. He's got all these pictures lined up for penguins.
Celebrating Penguin Awareness Day.
Penguin Awareness Day, and we haven't gotten to it, but we're going to get to it.
Well, you know, the nickname for our nuns in grade school, we used to call them penguins.
That's right. Right out of the Blues Brothers.
Don't be blaspheming.
And what'd you call the
That's
priest?
right.
Convicted?
Not at that time.
Have you seen that movie, The March of the Penguins?
K-Dog, March of the Penguins.
Of course.
Of course.
Great cinema.
Great cinema.
It was unbelievable.
All right, speed this up. I got another call to take.
All right, take it easy and tell Irish Root to stay away from those Italian grandmothers.
Okay, yeah.
See you, Mickey.
Okay.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Hey, Scott.
Okay.
Thanks for calling back, Anthony.
Yeah, thanks for calling back. Let's continue this. You were...
All right, so what's your question in reference to this?
Okay. According to the news, you guys were going to defer this while the yacht club came through with a 5-year business plan. Now, my question, legitimate, is that it was only on the agenda to either yay or nay on the license.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
I don't know where the 5-year business plan, because first of all, you guys aren't qualified to evaluate a 5-year business plan.
Why? I have 12 years. I have 10 years of experience on the council, so that's 5 more.
No. What accounting? Accounting. Okay, go ahead. I'm done talking.
In accounting, you know that.
You have what?
I have a degree in accounting.
Accounting for what?
I have an associate's degree in accounting.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
I didn't sit for the CPA like some of us here, okay? Excuse me, but
okay.
I know my assets must equal my liabilities plus owner equity.
Or your assets in jail, right? You forgot that part, Anthony. All right, go ahead.
Anyway, let's talk about the yacht club.
Yeah, go
You're
ahead.
right.
All right.
It came to license and permit just for a renewal of or transfer of the liquor license because the
current restaurant operator has pulled out.
Right.
That's that Flying Fish.
Right.
And I voted for it at committee.
Okay.
When we get to council, there's a letter that levels some allegations against a yacht club, the people who are running the yacht club.
Right. Okay.
Now, I did not see that letter before the license and permit meeting. I guess it was sent out to all the aldermen in a mass email, and I didn't see it. But I didn't see the letter until I got there to council.
It wasn't sent.
I will speak on from my part here. One of the things that the person says is that the previous licensed operator took all their alcohol out of the building on December 31st, and that the yacht club went and purchased alcohol. Now, if that is true, okay, and I have no way to verify the veracity of this statement, but if that is true, that is a gross violation of the liquor license and the ordinance that supports it.
I checked into it, and they did not. In the email, the other point, the email that was sent to the council members, all the whole council, was not sent prior to your license and permit committee. Go ahead, Anthony.
So there's some things that was being said here, and my personal thing was, hey, let's pump the brakes, slow down, and let's talk to Matt Knight, who is our assistant district attorney, or city attorney, excuse me, and our expert when it comes to all these liquor-related issues. That was my concern, okay, right there. Okay. Then the lawyer goes on and tells me, starts disparaging the person who wrote the letter, saying, oh, he's just a disgruntled former member who's been kicked out.
Yeah, let's not get into that.
The other problem some of the council members had is that this is not this property is not owned by the Kenosha Yacht Club. It is actually owned by the city of Kenosha.
Correct.
And this hybrid then becomes problematic with the operations of the Kenosha Yacht Club. So we do have some say in what's going on here, and there's some things about the lease, subleasing, exactly what's happening with, what they want to do with this liquor license. They do want to hold it until they get another operator in and then transfer that over to them.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's all these questions, and I just wanted to make sure that, in my opinion, the yacht club is acting in the way that they're supposed to be acting.
Well, they are.
That was it.
Take my word
for
it. Well, you're still on my.
There are some other questions that are being asked by other council members that aren't getting answered, and I don't. Again, the Kenosha News just totally missed the whole lease thing, blew that off, didn't understand that at all, and then missed the two things that I think is most important, which is the violations of the liquor license, if it occurred.
You know what? Let me add this. That same reporter that reported on this incident also refers to me as a two-time failed mayoral candidate every time my name gets put in.
With a photogenic memory.
With a photogenic memory. So I'm on your side, Anthony.
No, Anthony, I'm not going to pick a fight with that guy because he buys things by the barrel. But I could just, again, the gist of the whole problem was just missed in that article. I have nothing against the yacht club. I have no axe to grind here.
They're good
I'm
people.
Just trying to treat them like any other licensed establishment, and we would not let Jim over at the boathouse get away with something like this if it was true.
No, it's not.
Right? And
hey,
we don't
here's my
special
suggestion.
Standard that we don't hold anyone else.
Here's my suggestion. If I was to prepare a 5-year restaurant business plan.
Oh, let's talk about the business plan.
Okay, here, and then I got to go. Okay,
the last time they came for a renewal, they offered that and never provided it.
Okay, but here's and then I got to let you go. Here's my 5-year restaurant business plan. We lease it out. They have a fire every 5 years. We collect on the insurance. We rebuild, and everybody goes home a winner. How do you like that, Anthony?
I refuse to answer that on the grounds you might incriminate me.
Okay, I got to get going. He's got one more question. Hang on.
Anthony, you said that Matt Knight was your expert on liquor. Well, I don't think he is qualified. I got the best expert on liquor sitting right next to me here. If you want, even though he is a 2-time failed mayoral candidate, you may want to consider hiring him to take care of that. So.
We'll do lunch. All right, Andy.
I think he's gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we kind of got off on a tangent there. Now, where are we at here?
On a tangent.
Oh, the status of the 5-year license. 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 5- This morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. With over 35 years of tax preparation, financial planning experience, let us guide you as there are many options available under the new tax code for you and your family to save the maximum dollars and keep it all in your pocket. Call me at 262-652-6767 to set up a free consultation. And if you just happen to say that this morning's Secret Word, we will send you a $25 Old House gift card.
I think it's only $20.
Oh, yeah, 20. What did I say?
Unless you want to give them 25.
No, 20,
That's up
20,
to you,
20.
buddy.
No,
Scotty will kick in the extra $5.
We already discussed that you're not giving things away, so, extra
I try
$5.
every Friday night to give things away, and that's not going well. Mr. Relationship Advisor, what am I? I must be doing something wrong. I must be
We
using...
bend over and say thank you.
I'm missing the boat here somewhere along the line.
Yeah, this holiday glow has been lasting an extra month or so, Scott. I'm a little concerned. Plus, you're talking about going to bridal showers and stuff like that.
I wasn't. I was asking if you thought I should go. And since you obviously said no, you did say no, didn't you?
I did say no.
Oh, okay.
So the father comes in and calls in, says, you should get married for your New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about going to bridal shows.
Yeah. I think we're losing them.
Yeah.
You giving up the single ways there, Scotty?
Yeah.
You got that special lady friend that you're going to take to the bridal show?
How about this, boys and girls? Written in our home office. On the deck at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, this morning's top 10 thought-provoking category, the top 10 reasons Kenoshans are doing very well in the stock market. Number 10, E-Trade computer screens have the words Etch-a-Sketch in the lower right-hand corner. 9, Kenosha has the grossest national products in the country. Number 8, Dow Jones Industrials are calculated using a TV remote and calling a 1-900 number. Number 7, S&P stands for stalking and potholes. Number 6, heavily invested in transgender porta potties. Number 5, bull market actually refers to lawsuits against the school district.
Slow down.
4. Okay. Day trading consists of tipping the ladies walking on Sheridan Road. Number 3, they buy low, sell high, and pray that Maury Povich doesn't claim you are the father. Number 2, Amish investors using a pile of roadkill to visualize their portfolio. And the number 1 reason Kenoshans are doing very well in the stock market, everybody uses the brokerage firm of morons, perverts, and degenerates located underneath the 50th Street
Bridge. Hey, Scotty, I want to offer one that's not on the list, and I think it's
okay.
Appropriate.
Wait.
As our chief economic correspondent here.
Yes. I'm in a very old established stock club in Racine, and our motto is buy high, sell drunk. And we have a chief gambling officer.
Who said you didn't bring anything to the table?
Penguins and financial advice. Fantastic.
Well, look, boys and girls, the clock on the wall here in Studio A says it's 11:23. Thank
God.
And everybody knows what this means. It's time for all our listeners to strut their stuff and try to stump the chumps. And if you're successful in stumping the chumps, you will win a $15 gift certificate to the Cabin Fever. Are you clearing the phone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Preemptively clearing.
Preemptive.
He thought they were all called.
I know, right?
Soon to be full of dead beavers.
Home of Benny the Backyard Beavers Roadkill Museum, where they feature free food every Sunday during the football playoffs, or take door number 2, and you can get the high honor privilege of sitting here with us for an hour of an upcoming show. Pete from Antioch joined us some months back, and I just had an email conversation. He wants to come back here.
Bring them all.
No,
I see some nonverbal cues from across the room.
I guess the treatment's not working out for good.
we got Dr. Defkowitz here today, and he didn't win anything in order to be on this show. So.
Yeah.
Or lose anything.
Now, this is a huge opportunity.
Lost some valuable sleep.
Yeah.
And brain cells. You're having a bad hair day with that Modine hat you got on.
The hat on.
And where'd you get the fancy little red earphones?
They're up here.
Dr. Ron.
Oh. It's a huge opportunity for our audience to bring something of intelligence, sophistication, and prove to the rest of the Kenosha Nation that we are barely smarter than a 5th grader. The phone lines are clear, and we're going to take your trivia question or song title, and the first caller to successfully stump the chumps will win the $15 gift certificate. All right, now the chumps this morning consist of Elmo, K-Dog, Spider Ron, Wacky Wayne, and myself. Phone lines are clear, 262-694-1050. Hit me with your best shot. This is where it kind of tapers off from here. So if you want to stump the chumps and take a chance on winning 15 big ones to go to the Cabin Fever, give us a call. And we've been on a run here. We had three times in a row.
No, we lost it.
Oh, we lost one time. Oh, because Denny from the Ozarks was all jacked up on some pine sol or whatever he was down there. So. Anyway.
Is that how we talk about our listeners?
I got to read this, and then you can get to your... oh, he's from the Ozarks. And Irish Ruth took him to task. You know, who knows moonshine better than the guy in the Ozarks? I mean, and this thing about it was, he actually... And we looked it up.
I think we get him and Mickey and Irish Ruth together for a cage match on St. Patrick's Day. What do you think?
Yeah, well, we'll put them in. You know, we replace those deer in the Chrysler site. We put some buffalo in there, or some cattle with horns.
Where the buffalo roam.
Where the buffalo
Bison.
Roam. Bison. Anyway, I want to big thank you to the. Also, KRS Paint. If you want to, we'll just continue this into the next half hour.
We're just too smart
We're
here.
just too smart. Nobody wants to
No
take
one
us on.
wants to take us on.
Nobody wants to take us.
Bring it on.
We're looking for a trivia question if you think you can stump us, or a musical, but you got to know the answers.
That's important.
I mean, you can't just come up and try to whim to try to stump us.
Right.
I mean...
otherwise, we can guess the answer and we'll be right.
No Google.
How about a penguin question?
You got to... Yeah. It's National Penguins Day. We got about a minute or two before we go to the break. K-Dog.
You were expounding on why penguins are black on one side.
Yeah.
All right. Penguins, flightless aquatic birds. And I'm going to give you some penguin facts, folks. A lot of people think the penguins reside in the North Pole. Not true, Uncle Scotty. South Pole. Okay, one last fact.
Should I be writing this down?
Yes. There will be a test later at the boathouse.
Okay.
Rockhopper penguins. They are the ones that have the little things that come out of the side of their head, look like Dagwood in the Blondie comic strip there.
Larry Fine.
Yeah. So,
hey, don't spill your coffee down there.
Whoops, no. Coffee's done.
Okay.
So at any rate, that's your penguin fact for the half hour.
I waited 90 minutes for that?
All right.
Well, what's all the pictures? Where these go? These are black and white.
These are from the Galapagos Islands where I visited some penguins. I'm friends with penguins and parrots for years. Many penguins and parrots I've known and loved. You can visit them in Chicago or Milwaukee. These are little Adelies. They swam all the way from the South Pole.
You got to get out of the house more often.
Now, penguins are black on the top and white on this side because when they're swimming, skuas cannot see them.
What's the name of this island you went to?
Galapagos.
Is that near? Is that near?
It's near Bolivia.
Near Sturtevant.
It's near Bolivia, Scott. No, it's not. It's near Ecuador. At any rate, penguins, wonderful flightless creatures, and it's Penguin Awareness Day. So if you're driving down 7th or Sheridan, you see a penguin crossing the street, slow down.
Don't turn it into roadkill.
Right. They love cold weather, but they don't like road salt. So,
well, what if we take them over? And not put them in Pervert's World by the Chrysler side, put them down in our new ice rink.
Well, that'd be a thing of beauty.
That would be our civic duty, don't you think?
Absolutely. And unlike chicken, they're not very tasty. So,
well, what good are they? I mean,
they're cute.
They are adorable. Come on.
Do you think they're migrating up to the Kenosha?
They may. If
what, things don't work out in the
under
South
the
Pole?
DACA plan, we're going to put them on Greyhound buses. And
I think we better call.
and bring them into town. Undocumented immigrants.
Penguin amnesty.
We better call Anthony Kennedy back and have the council build a wall around Kenosha to keep the penguins out, right?
Now, my wife is a amateur biologist. And
she's obviously not very versed on marriage.
As you can see in this picture, they have no problem pooping all over the place. So you probably don't want one in your living room as a pet.
Or train
it. Anything else, Scotty, you require on Penguin Awareness Day? You need another half hour.
I'm smart. Not like everybody says. I'm dumb. I'm smart, and I want respect.
That's all it's about, K-Dog. Respect.
Yep.
The people at Pete's Place are going, did he really say that? That's the game that you used to drink here every so often. Hey, now coming up on April Fool's Day is what? Easter Sunday, isn't it?
Yes.
We talked about that.
Right.
And then what was Mardi Gras? Was it,
No.
there was-
Ash Wednesday coincides with Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Oh.
So the Catholics have some easy markers to remember their holidays.
So for a gal that wants to...
So, Barter, you stop drinking on Ash Wednesday, St. Valentine's Day, and then you pick it back up on April 1, April Fool's Day.
Let me see if
that'll be your penance.
Let me see if I follow this right. On Valentine's Day, let's suppose, hypothetically, some gal wants to give me your ash. Now what? Time to go to break, Wayne.
Yeah.
We'll be back. You've seen and heading down the home stretch on the Kenosha State Trolley Ride this morning. If you just joined us, this is the January 20th edition of the Kenosha State Weekly Report, coming to you live and streaming worldwide here on AM 1050 WLIP, all the way down to the South Pole. And then we stop in the Ozarks someplace, then we go all the way up north. So, do you think that the greater Penguin community is listening to us down there?
Absolutely, Scott. They're great fans. You weren't aware of that, but
no, thanks.
The Scott Barter fan club down in Antarctica.
Penguins do have teeth now. You got to understand that. And as long as you're tying in the Ozarks, can you elaborate on the Ozark dental plan?
Yeah, they don't have.
We got
one.
in trouble about that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to pick a scab. Oops.
Pretty much so. Being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and the legendary Brat Stop, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. This morning's cast of characters, Elmo Schneider Esquire, K-Dog, is it Dr. K-Dog? Doctor. And your medical degree is from what?
No, it's a PhD in penguinology.
Yeah.
Yes, aspiring blues musician. I'm working on it. I got 2 more chords to learn.
Well, how many you know now? One?
One.
From the galaxy called Spider Dome, he's the head of Spider Dome, Spider Ronnie, the camera dude. And along with our engineer board operator, Wacky Wayne, who's all jacked up now that winter roadkill season's upon us.
Oh,
it doesn't get any better.
Miracle out there. Yeah.
And now, penguins, are they considered good roadkill?
No, not tasty. Very oily and greasy, so if you run over a penguin, you're going to end up in a skid, uncontrolled.
How do you explain that to the Kenosha police officer? I hit a penguin.
Scott, it's a good plan maybe on one of your rides home.
I hit a penguin.
When you run into one of these painted fire hydrants.
Yeah, can I borrow those pictures?
It's latex.
I'll show that to the judge, right? Also, if you happen to miss our Saturday show, you can tune in AM 1050 WIP tomorrow at noon and listen to the replay of this morning's very fine broadcast. Don't forget to join the Kenosha State Nation. Like us on Facebook. The status of the Secret Word Challenge to win $20 from Barter's Financial Planning Service is still yet to be named.
Do we have a hint? Should we give a hint?
Just a second. And don't forget, you can still call 262-652-6767, schedule a free financial planning consultation, and put you in a position to take advantage of the new tax code. Okay, give the hint, Elmo.
Give the hint. What does our government and the Kenosha Today Show have in common?
262-694-1050.
One word answer only.
I know nothing. Nothing.
Is that Irish Ruth again?
Uh-huh.
And now, boys and girls, it's time for this week's edition of As the Brat Turns. High five, singers, and doofuses. Oh, you weren't very sincere. One more time. Like you passed gas down there. A womanizer or harmonizer? Coming to us from the beer garden in the world famous and legendary Brat Stop, located on the northwest corners of Highway 50 and I-94 here in Kenosha, open at 8 a.m. 7 days a week, 365 days a year, serving breakfast, lunch, dinner, and everything in between. For more information on what's going on at the Brat, call them at 262-857-2011 as the Brat turns like the sands in the hourglass in the days of our lives. Oh, God.
A lot of great bands from the Brat Stop. Scotty.
Coming up on the third, Boys and Toys in the afternoon.
I got to get through this, okay?
Oh, come on. Let us have some fun. It's not all about you.
We got more penguin stories to tell?
10 minutes, please.
Here's the high five goes to all the residents who have taken the time to dig out the snow around their fire hydrants. While citizens are certainly under no obligation to do so, but by taking just a couple of minutes to go the extra mile and save firefighters very valuable time in the first few moments of their response, not to mention saving someone's life in the process. So we encourage everybody to chip in. If you haven't done so, with a break in the temperatures this weekend, get out, get some exercise, and you'll feel really good about yourself. Remember, like Smokey the Bear says, the house you save may be your own. That's how Smokey talks. You gonna get out and you don't care, do you?
Yes, I do.
This week's zinger goes to President Tweeter Trump for trying to rely on executive privilege and telling Steve Bannon to keep his mouth closed when being interviewed by the House Intelligence Committee over possible connections with Russia. We say cocky poppycock. Hey, poppycock.
Cocky pop?
Poppycock. If nobody did anything wrong, just tell the truth, which seems to be a huge problem in Washington these days. That would be just like myself using executive privilege and telling certain visitors that they aren't allowed to talk about the inner workings at Barter Manor. Besides, all those Russian gals got their shoes and sweaters back, and Intelligent and Barter Manor have never gone hand in hand. So I have absolutely nothing to hide. You were
right. We still got the ladder hidden in the bushes there, don't we, K-Dog?
Yes.
So.
This week's Doofus Award goes to our illustrious congressmen and senators for going way beyond stupid for allowing the federal government to shut down at midnight. And so now comes all the finger pointing. Now here's where we fully agree. However, the American public will be the ones doing the pointing, and it ain't going to be the index finger. The reality is, as long as I can still get my Social Security check and the military is still protecting me from the Rocket Man, I could care less. Who knows, possibly we can come to a realization that we didn't need all these so-called non-essential operations after all. And there you have it as the broad turns for this Saturday, January 20th, 2018.
This is not the opinion of WLIP, nor its management.
We already played the disclaimer.
Yeah.
So.
Damn! Oops. Sorry, Pete.
I better read Pete's place before we get... Anybody's got to want to still play Stump the Chumps? I got some other stuff here, but I want to read Pete's place. Can I interrupt you, boys? I got to take a call here.
What's a pasty?
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Hello.
Hello. Who's this?
This is Marilyn.
Marilyn.
Is your secret word challenge? Because this program is a real challenge.
You're telling me.
Now, that's very
You're
good,
close,
Marilyn.
but
You're
it's not
close, but
correct.
unfortunately, that's not it.
Oh, that's okay. 'Cause I've been listening since 10.
Yeah?
I can't make anything out of it.
Neither can we.
Neither can we. What part?
That's the plan.
What part's a little fuzzy?
Starting with Irish Ruth.
Well,
that's
yeah. Well, we lost her. I wasn't rude and hung up on her, but we lost her,
okay.
but due to bad fiber optics.
And several comments that were called in. Didn't make sense. I thought this is a real...
What was it? What was the
challenge.
comments that maybe we can clarify something for you?
School board,
Can't
liquor license.
Well, we can't do that.
you
We can't do
name
that.
it, I know.
Okay.
So
Did you learn
What are you
something
talk-
about penguins?
Yeah. Did you learn something about penguins, Marilyn?
absolutely.
Okay.
The movie with
all
the
that
penguins. My family did the background singing in California.
Okay.
Ah, very good.
So now that the government shut down, how are you going to take this?
Smiling.
There you go. As long as you get
Very
your
good.
checks, right?
How about a stump
okay.
the chumps question?
Do you have
A
a trivia?
stump?
Yeah. You said you were listening. You didn't hear about the contest. Stump the Chumps. You have a trivia
Yeah.
question you want to try to stump us
That's
with?
what I'm saying. I can't make heads or tails. Which part is which?
Marilyn, I have some advice for you. If you want to start listening at 10 o'clock and want the show to make
I
sense,
did.
start
I did.
drinking at 9 o'clock.
I don't know who's in control.
Well, pretty
Every
much
time.
nobody. We took your call, didn't we?
Yeah, you did.
Well.
And then you're talking about your meeting Friday night.
Yeah.
And you didn't clarify anything, really.
Well, it was all kind of a
So,
blur.
This is, I have to mention, it's been an exciting 2 hours. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marilyn.
Exciting 2 hours.
You are welcome. How about a stump the chumps question, please?
She's gone.
No,
unless
I'm not.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Give us
Who's
a
in
trivia.
control?
Hit me with your best shot. You got a trivia question for me?
I got a lot of them. I can't figure out which one I want to tell you.
Okay. Just give me
A
one.
trivia.
Yeah.
A trivia question. I don't know. It's a big decision. I don't want to make a mistake at this point in time.
Yeah, you're worried about us, right?
We'll make a mistake.
Don't worry about hurting our feelings. Just give me a question.
Give you a question about the city.
Any,
about the snow,
we're full service.
You're full. Oh, no, I'm passing up. Pass on that one.
Okay.
I got too much to laugh about.
Did we call an ambulance?
Next time, Marilyn, call us when
No,
you're a little
don't
more
call,
organized and not so confusing.
I'm organized. I'm trying to help you out.
Like Elmo says.
We're beyond help.
Yeah,
We don't have
you
that
want to
kind of
You want to
time.
start listening at 10, start drinking heavily at 9. That's all I can tell you.
There you go.
All right.
Have a good weekend.
All
You
right,
too, Marilyn. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Here's a couple things that we got. Recreational marijuana dispensaries boost nearby home prices. This is out in California that researchers are looking at the impact legalizing recreational marijuana. Oh, this is actually in Denver. That's close to California.
Yeah.
It's out past.
No wonder Maryland's confused.
It's a lot closer than we are. We'll go that far.
Scott got an A in geography as well as accounting. So.
Yeah. Anyway, Denver's home prices found a surprising rise when they're close by with the recreational marijuana had a large positive impact on neighboring property values. See?
Hey.
I tell you. I think more than 8%. So maybe Shirley's onto something here. I don't know. Because, in fact, legalization led to a surge in housing demand prompted by marijuana-related jobs, lower crime rates, and clustering of other amenities near the dispensaries. So we should open up as soon as I think we should legalize marijuana. We've had this discussion here before, and people call in. Some say yay and some say no. But look at the community impact. Now, going back to Anthony Kennedy's, when you apply for a liquor license, you have to fill out this impact form, which is nonsense because you don't have to do it anywhere else.
Nope.
So what would you have to do if you want to apply for a marijuana license? Okay, Doug, you have any suggestions on that?
No, but I'll tell you a little bit about
Penguins.
Alcoholics. Pull up to actually they blow through a stop sign. People on marijuana pull up to the stop sign and wait for it to turn green.
There you go.
I think Wayne, the next time you have a child, I think you have to name it after.
No, there will be no
name
next
it after
time.
a penguin.
Yeah, I'll get right on
What's
that.
the most popular penguin name? Kevin. Yeah. Thank you, Ron. Thank you.
Good night, Kevin. Good night, Kevin.
Oh, knock it off. I love this.
Here's an article in Concord, New Hampshire. Back in 2016, these two gals were sunbathing they topless.
Oh, boy.
So they tried to get a beachgoers complaint, and a police officer asked them to cover up. Now, who'd complain? I mean, I can't understand what that would be.
Yeah.
So, what's that?
What do they look like?
Yeah, so,
Well, see, they only see the back of them on this picture.
that may not be the same girls. I got
Okay. But anyway, the law in the state of New Hampshire says that it's legal for a woman to go topless. And so their argument was men can go topless, why can't a woman go topless? This went all the way to the U.S. District Court and arguing against this gender discrimination. So, I mean, if we can go down to Simmons Island topless, which ain't going to be a pretty sight. Okay, dog.
Oh, yeah, as you point at him. You've looked in the mirror lately, right, Scotty?
And,
what were those pictures that were all over
oh,
the
oh,
house?
yeah.
Thank you, Wayne.
Yeah, no problem.
I think we got a good case. If and then we find some girls, go topless down there, make them part of the show, drink a little wine.
No, we tried that already. Remember, we were talking about a weather bunny. I saw one girl once and then never again.
No, we're working on it.
Oh yeah.
Things just don't happen overnight. This is AM radio.
I know, it's been like 3 months.
Elmo.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I had a weather bunny, but she was always drunk.
So. This was what was this about? Oh, this is a hotel. This was done by Fox 6 News out of Milwaukee. All those hotels around the airport. If you are from the local area, they won't let you in.
That's right.
And this turns out the hotel has a policy, most of them do, that it's either guests, either be business travelers or live more than 30 miles away. And they said that they had issues with people coming to stay in the area, not taking care of the facility, damaging things and stuff. You never damaged the hotel that you stood in or stayed in, did you, K-Dog?
Never. Led Zeppelin did.
Did you take the free towels in the bathroom?
Never. Soaps and shampoos, yes.
Yes.